Okay, in this week's class, we're going to look at upscalers. And upscalers are sort of two different types. There's one that's called latent upscaler, and there's another called pixel upscaler. I believe that the latent upscalers are handled directly within Comfy using the ComfyUI default nodes. But we'll look at one particular pixel upscaler. So we'll need to install that before we can continue. So for anyone on local, you'll need to install this. So we'll go to install custom nodes. What we're going to look for is we're going to look for the ultimate SD upscale. It's just a tool set of a bunch of upscalers we can play with. So we'll go in and we'll type ultimate, if I can spell ultimate correctly, ultimate, and we want to install the ultimate SD upscale. And then you'll need to restart Comfy like you usually do. So on a local machine, that means restarting your instance and then refreshing your browser window. On Colab, that means stopping the cell that's being run and then restarting it. And then on Run Comfy, it means hitting the little restart button like a couple times and then refreshing your browser once it's finished. There's one other thing I recommend we do. I'm fairly certain that the Ultimate SD Upscaler comes with or like installs models itself, but I also recommend going in and making sure that you've installed the models yourself. So if you go to the Comfy Manager again, you go to Install Models. And then what you want to do is search up here by upscale. You'll see there are a number of different upscalers you can install. The ones that most people use are called the real ESR GAN. There's a 2x upscaler and a 4x upscaler. There's also the regular X4. If you're working with stuff like anime or other things, you may also find these other upscalers fairly helpful. But in general, I think at least these two, the real ESR GANs, are good to install. So make sure you install those. There are other installers or upscalers you can play with, but I'd say those two are the best. So also install the X4. And then you can go ahead and hit refresh and restart your machine. So with that, we're done for this week. We're going to do one other thing in class, which is we're going to load someone else's workflow into Run Comfy and try to make sure everything's installed correctly. I've previously recorded a video on how to do that, but we'll go through it in class as well if you haven't done that before. So there's probably some nodes we haven't installed that we're going to need for that workflow, but assuming we do everything correctly in class, you'll be able to install them that way. So we'll do that in class, but for now I think we've got everything we need just to play with upscalers. So with that, I will see you in class.